Hello there, and welcome to this very special Mario 100 presented a few weeks late and on a Sunday evening. Probably for the best, probably works better this way. And without further ado, I present you with the Mario 100 concert number 7, Devotion. slumber soft upon thy mother's breast. Ah, baby, dear one, all right. As you can see, we're singing some religious songs, but not just religious songs. The show is called Devotion. A huge part of Mario Lanza's career, like any classical singer, is singing holy music. That's kind of the biggest contributors to classical music would probably be the Roman Catholic Church and the composers that they hired to bring the Bible to life through song and dance. No dance, but song. And it's a huge part of the classical canon is religious texts put to music, and a huge part of any classical singer's canon is religious music, and Mario Lanza is no different. I'm talking as if we've been here before, and some of you have. And some of you haven't. Some of you might be tuning in for the first time, so let me introduce myself. My name is Sean Patrick Murtaugh, and I'm a singer here in New York City, and this is my living room. I took to singing in my living room during the pandemic, and I have been trying to keep myself focused and musical and share some music with all of you. Last year, in 2020, I did pantsless living room concerts, and every other week I was coming up with new themes to try and entertain the troops. And this year I am wearing pants. Today I'm actually wearing shorts. You can't see, but I'm wearing shorts because it's August in New York. And this year I decided to put pants on and celebrate Mario Lanza in what is his centennial year. And Mario Lanza is a personal hero of mine and a mentor from beyond. He was a singer and an actor from the golden age of Hollywood. He was discovered at a very young age and kind of redirected from his classical route to the movies. And so instead of singing opera on the operatic stages around the world, he sang opera for Hollywood and brought that to the movie theaters and brought that to everyday people's lives. And he is such an amazing talent and lived such a short life, 38 years. I'm 37, that's a lot to think about. But what he contributed musically to this world, to Hollywood, the icon status that he is, it's over 60 years since he died, and people still talk about him. When I talk about him to other people, they reminisce and they kind of fall in love again, and they each have their own little story. So I'm doing my part, and over the course of 12 months, I am doing these living room concerts, celebrating the Mario 100, celebrating 100 songs, and trust me, there are more, if you can believe it, that Mario Lanza sang and immortalized. And it's my way to celebrate him and to keep myself singing. And, he's, like I said, he is a mentor to me. So what better way to continue my training and to continue my focus than celebrating the man himself, Mario Lanza. All my tracks are made by my friend G. Enrique. They are phenomenal. So please, send them some love. I've attached their PayPal and their Venmo information, as well as my PayPal and Venmo. The show is free, but gratuities are always welcome. It helps kind of offset the cost of putting the shows together. And that's it. Yeah, this was supposed to happen back in July, but I was able to go see my family for the first time And I didn't want to take any time away from them, by going over this music. I'm learning a bunch of songs, 100 songs within a year. That's a lot of songs per month, reviewing and putting the shows together. So I had 2 weeks where I thought, you know what? I'm not going to go over the music for this month's show. It's church music mostly. I got this. I grew up singing in church. This is how I learned to sing. This will be fine. And then I got back to New York, and it wasn't as cool as San Francisco. It was very humid, and I was very hot and chugging water, and that change in temperature, and then the stress, and I was like, oh my God, this music is so difficult. So I postponed the concert a little bit, and here we are. And unfortunately, I find myself with something in my throat. I don't know what it is. I've been gargling all day. I'm going to do my best, and in honor of Mario Lanza, to sing through it, to really relax and just share this music. I could have canceled. I didn't, because we've already done that. And sometimes it's just about facing your fears. And I'll do my best. You bear with me. I appreciate it. And yeah, still offer my song up in these songs that are prayer. Now, not all of them are religious songs. Devotion goes beyond just faith and religion and spirituality. It also goes on, to romance and to love. And there's a lot of crossover between love songs and religious songs. There's an old joke from South Park. South Park has been around long enough that there are old jokes from South Park. That the only difference between number one Christian single and a number one love song is you change the word from Jesus to baby and baby to Jesus, and you got yourself, a hit in either genre. So we're going to kind of be looking at that devotion through your spiritual to the divine, whatever that is. Specifically, a lot of this is Catholic text, and how that kind of relates into songs, into poems, into declarations of love that almost come off as a prayer, right? So yeah, I grew up singing this song a lot. I've sung it at weddings, funerals, baptisms, everything, you can name it. And everyone's like, oh God, that's my favorite one. The Schubert's the best one. No one ever does the Bacchanal, da 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 da. And then when I've done the Bacchanal, they're like, oh, I love that one. Nobody ever does it. Why doesn't anybody do it? So I'm going to do what not a lot of people do, and I'm going to sing both of the Ave Marias back to back. And you can decide for yourself which ones you like better. You don't have to choose. They're both beautiful in their own right, in their own way. Probably a nacho. It could be a nacho. Hey, Joanna. Let's see. This one, I've actually never sung the second verse in a church. The Bacchanal, you have to sing the second verse. It doesn't, in this one, yeah, people stop this halfway through. It's very weird. So, which one do you like better? Right? They're both beautiful in their own way. And I think that's probably one of the earlier songs that I learned to sing. My mom sang that in church, and I wanted to, be a singer just like her. And so the first time I actually sang that in a wedding was for my cousin Gina, the first one, the Schubert. And then the first time I sang the Baku Node was for my original Mario concert. I'm sorry, you can hear it's coming. It's working its way up right now. I'm trying to sing around it and keep this going. Everything's healthy, everything's fine. It just happens, We've had some ups and downs here in New York City as far as weather and humidity, so this happens every now and then. I'm going to do my best to continue to give you a great concert. And again, like I said, I learned to sing in church, so it was very important and fitting that I learned singing as an act of giving praise and gratitude for many things, but grateful for the gift of music. And this next song is not necessarily a prayer, but it feels like a prayer to me. I come from an Irish family on my father's side, and it's an incredible history the Irish have as far as their land, their language, and everything else that they lost, and having to leave. At one point the number one export of Ireland was its people, because there was not anything for them at home. And this song really emphasizes that point in a very beautiful way, and in a way that is always reminding us that maybe one day we'll be reunited, one day we'll be together. And yeah, you know the song. Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountainside. The summer's gone and all the roses dying. It's you, must go and I must bide. But come ye back when summer's in the meadow, or when the fall is hushed and white with snow. I'll be here in sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Danny boy, oh, Danny boy, I love you so. When ye come and all the leaves are falling, if I am dead, as dead I well may be, he'll come and find the place where I am lying, and kneel and say an Ave there for me. And I shall hear the soft your tread above me, and o'er my grave will warm and sweeter be. For you will abound and tell me that you love me. And I shall sleep in peace until you come to me. I'm hoping at some point I'll hit a vibration that will dislodge whatever is in my throat. Sorry if you have to see it, but it'll be lovely. And it's funny because it's really just around 2 notes, and it's annoying me. Hopefully you can't really tell. But yeah, we're gonna keep going, keep this show going. You know, what's really funny is I have a lot of people to thank. I am a very spiritual person. I am a person of my own faith and my own interpretation and connection with something divine, with something bigger. And that is only used to help guide me to become a better person. It doesn't make me a better person. It's a little carrot for me to think, how can I learn? How can I grow? And I've had good role models in my parents, in so many people who have taught me, who have opened and given me, you know, information to think about and presented me, you know, to the church. I don't go to church anymore. Not in agreement with that, but in agreement with a lot of beautiful things and teachings that I learned and discovered and how it helped me shape my personal relationship. But I have to say, one of my strongest influences would have to be my abuelita. And she was a very strong woman, and I still feel connected to her. I feel her with me a lot. And she was also a very faithful woman, a woman with a deep spirituality and a connection to her maker. And it's not funny, but it is. In her late 60s, I think it was like she was 68, when she was diagnosed with breast cancer. And being the trooper that she is, she worked out her regimen with her doctor about how they're going to beat this thing, because she was determined to, and she did. And the doctor was saying, okay, Ms. Skaya, this seems like a really good plan. You think you're doing what is right for you, and I can take care of all of your medical and physical needs. But is there any chance that you might, you know, want to talk to somebody about your emotional needs and your mental needs as you go through this? This could be a very draining process, and it could be a very emotional process. And the doctor went on and on and on. And she turns to my tia Evie, and I'm going to paraphrase, but it sounds like something she would say. She said, ¿Qué me está diciendo esa pendeja? That's just the way she talked. I don't know if she said pendeja or babosa, whatever. And my tia Eve was trying to explain to her, pues mamá, you know, she can take care of your medical regime, she can take care of your regimen, she can take care of all these things, but you know, maybe you might want to talk to someone because emotionally it might be taxing. And my abuelita turns to my tia Eve and she goes, ¿Qué? Un loquero, which means the crazy doctor. I don't stand by this. I do support therapy, but it's just she's from a different time. And she goes, El loquero? And she turns to the doctor and she goes, no, thank you. I talk to God if I need help. And it's just like, I mean, it is such a generational thing. And again, I do believe in therapy. I think everyone should go to therapy if it's something you feel you need. But it's always been like a driving point for me to kind of find my deeper relationship with something bigger than me. God bless that woman. And so this next song, the very first time I heard it, I've sung this before in an earlier show. But when I heard it, I was just like, this just reminds me of my abuelita so much. It's not a funny song. It's a very devout song. But it just makes me think of her and laugh and feel closer and grounded. So this one's for you, Ana. Helping her We're getting there. We're getting there. I shouldn't keep talking about it, but it annoys me because that tenor update. I didn't do a tenor update yet. Yeah, my road to becoming a tenor continues, and I'm just going to chalk this up, this little speed bump that I'm experiencing, as part of it. I've been in really good voice all week. I've been making major breakthroughs, and maybe this is part of as things get shifted around, other stuff is clearing out, and that's okay, because I'm gonna get through this, and I have had so many major breakthroughs, specifically this week with my voice, in really discovering and opening up the bigger tenor sound, which I have always mistaken for oomph and chest and this and that, and I was texting my voice teacher yesterday, and I was like, forte, which means, strong, doesn't necessarily mean chest voice. I don't have to bring my chest voice up to the top note, which I know is bad, and I've always known was bad, and I thought that I understood what that meant. And I thought, well, it just isn't in the cards. I'm not a tenor. That's why I thought I wasn't a tenor, because as a matter of fact, I was carrying all my baggage with me, emotional, all kinds of emotional baggage up to everywhere I was going, and you really don't have to. So yeah, I think that part of this is because I've had some major breakthroughs, and I can't wait for you to hear them. And I think trusting that and having faith, oh my goodness, is what is allowing me to just do the show as it is. So every note is not going to sound the way that I would love for it to sound for you guys. I'm still making music, and especially with this text, still singing in gratitude. I'm so grateful to be on this journey, and I would not have been able to get through this if I had not been putting in the work and not had faith in my voice teacher, my friend Abigail Cote, who's amazing. Yeah. So thank you so much for being here. I know I moved this around a few times. I know it's a Sunday night. There's lots of things going on, so it's a smaller crowd. I appreciate y'all being here. Yeah, just reminding, it's Sunday. It's like we're at church. The collection plate is listed above. Oh, I forgot to pin that in the comments. Oh, well, you'll find it. If you don't, it doesn't matter. It's fine. Anyways, this next song I found, I've never heard it before. I think it's really adorable, if that's okay to call it adorable. Let's go. I'm talking too much. The hours I spend with thee, dear heart, are as a string of pearls to me. I count them over, every one apart, my rosary, my rosary. Each hour a pearl, each pearl a prayer, to still a heart in absence wrung. I tell each beat unto the end, and there a cross is hung. Oh, memories that bless and burn, oh, barren gain and bitter loss. I kiss each bead and strive at last to learn to kiss the cross, sweetheart, to kiss the cross. Trespassed against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Cathedral bells were tolling, and our hearts sang on. Was it the spell of Paris, or the April dawn? Who knows if we shall meet again? But when the morning chimes ring sweet again, sweet again, I'll be seeing you in all the old familiar places that this heart of mine embraces all day through. And the small cafe, the park across the way, the children's carousel, the chestnut tree, the wishing well. I'll be seeing you in every lovely summer's day, in everything that's light and gay. I'll always think of you this way. I'll find you in the morning sun, and when the night is new, I'll be looking at the moon that song reminds me of my Uncle Gene and my Tia Mina. They're my godparents. And about 18 years ago, my Tio Gene passed away. And oh my God, those two, and I will say love each other, still do love each other, because the connection is really strong. But you know, when you love somebody who's been grieving for a long time, as my Tia Mina has been, you know, to this day she will still say, "Ay, my Gene, my Gene, my Gene," and you would have think that it just happened yesterday. And he was a good man. He was a very good man, and I love him very much. And that song, every time I hear it, I just think of them and their love story. And I don't know that, you know, I'm sure they were familiar with the song. I can't remember what their song was. It was something about eyes, something, I can't remember, not Spanish eyes. It wasn't a chaos, ojos verdes. It was something, maybe it was Spanish eyes. Maybe, I think that's the same song. But this song, just whenever I hear it, whenever I sing it, I think of those two. And you know, that's, you know, couple goals, to love someone that much, to be devoted as they were and continue to be, though they're in separate realms right now. And you know, when they're together, I know it's going to be a beautiful reunion. So yeah, that's my little backstory with that. That song. Now I'm going to go out on a limb. And sometimes bravery is amazing, and it's like, that's great. You were brave, you took a risk, and it paid off. Other times bravery is like, well, you didn't calculate things, and you're an asshole for being brave as instead of being practical. I'm gonna be brave. This next song is a monster, and I have made so much progress on it, and so I'm so annoyed that this is happening. And I should probably skip it and save it for next month's concert. But I'm gonna go through it. I feel like this is part of what I'm doing. This is less of a concert series and more of a documentation of my transition to full-blown tenorhood. Capture me along the way. So I may be annoyed that I have this thing in my throat, and I'm sorry to keep bringing it up. I don't mean to bring it up in a way to make an excuse for myself or get sympathy. It's just what happens to singers, and it's important to continue to work through, and I feel like I need to discover, you know, what's the worst that can happen. I need to discover how much I can actually survive and how much I can work through. And so this is not brave in the fact that I'm trying to be a hero. This is brave in the fact that I'm going to do something uncomfortable and know that I'm going to survive. And it probably is not going to sound how I want it to, but I'm going to get through it. All right? That's it. we go. You know, it's weird. It's the A is not phonating. Everything else coming up and down is phonating. The A is not phonating. That's annoying. But here we are. We did it. Oh, we're coming up to the end. Oof. Last song, we're not going to be making a cocktail. That was a special for the pop-up one. But I will be having a cocktail. You better believe after this concert is done. I will be having a cocktail. Just to try and help dislodge what's going on in my throat. And yeah, I'm so grateful for you guys for your support. I can see some really lovely messages in the comments down below, and I appreciate you being part of this. This is a huge thing for me. I am excavating. I feel like an archaeologist, just freeing my voice up. And again, a little bit of a hiccup today, but I do think that's part of the process. And it just happens as you move stuff around, then the balance is different. And I look forward to the end of this month. I was going to say next month, but since this is moving back, next month we're going to be doing the Mario 100 continuing, and it's going to be called The Lanza Effect. That is concert number 8. And I will be looking at, it's such a vast songbook. He sang everything Neapolitan opera. He sang in Spanish. He sang Irish songs. He sang old Hollywood songs. And he sang standards, musical theater, all of these things. So it's going to be a list of those songs and how he put his spin on them, and then in turn how I'm going to put my spin on them. So that's going to be August 20th, the end of this month, back at its normal time. And I can't wait to share that with you, and I think I might put Nessun Dorma back in that program as well. Thank you so much. Again, the collection plate is still going around, if you feel so encouraged to do so. And I'm going to leave you with a song I used to sing when I worked at Max's all the time. And Joan Edgar was our music director, and we were so lucky to have her. And she was a phenomenal accompanist, and she was well sought after. But Max's was her bread and butter, and oh my God, the arrangement I do of Somewhere Over the Rainbow is hers. I would get in trouble because I would go sing a song, and then I would just talk to Joan at the piano about, well, with this song, did you know that this is the lyrics and da da da? And this song, she said, is one of her favorite because she said, you know, it's a song about God and God being everything, the earth, the stars, the moon, the planet, the flowers, the rivers, the mountains, everything. It is one of the most devout, faithful songs ever, and it is a song about God, but it never mentions God once. It is just a continuing description of the beautiful things around us and why it is important to have faith. And so I'm going to leave you with this song. And don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of the storm is a golden sky and the sweet silver song of a lark. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never walk alone. I'll see you guys in a few weeks. Take care. Thank you so much for tuning in. Yeah, remember, stay kind, stay safe, and yeah, I'll see you soon. Oh.